Clan, we finally get to the pistol round, and looking at it, there is a Viper on Psalm, and we've seen him make this pick when playing with China and Win. We've seen him have huge impact with Viper and the set plays that he brings out on this map. And with the defensive start, yes, you can already see him lining something up. Looks like, yes, a poison orb. One way onto B, and this could play very well for FaZe Clan, as 100 Thieves is setting up a slow map control based pistol to maybe end up pushing in towards any side depending on how this works. But Marv starts off strong on a Pride. What a shot down A ramps.
Marv going for an agent swap as well, playing on the Omen. There's Dephh picking off Valliate, and this pistol round is not starting out too great. There's the one way, the orb currently over towards B main. It's making things a little bit difficult as Psalm is back here. And he's got that snake bite ready as well. The Satchel's gonna pound yaBoiDre into the corner, and the follow-up shot is there as well. Hiko! Satchel boosting over top of the snake bite. Actually ends up finding 2 on the site. An impressive play, but it's all for naught as FaZe Clan win the pistol. And like we said, that was a pistol round that 100 Thieves desperately needed.
And it makes the pistol round count at this point. What is it, 4-1 for FaZe Clan? So not any prominence for 100 Thieves on this pistol round. Hiko, again, showing some life, but all around solid round from FaZe Clan. And the attacking side and how we've talked about split time and time again. We'll see how this proceeds. An approach towards B, it's just pistols. There's the poison orb again. The one way on B main. Who are we missing? We're missing Brimstone on the other side from FaZe Clan, so none of those smokes available. That might be a big issue when we get down towards it. Psalm is holding on through the smoke. He only gets 1 though, and they've exploded on the B. One Sage player still here. And also the Omen coming in from the top. ZachaREEE could actually deny this spike or possibly get 2 as it gets planted. Yes, 1. There's a Paranoia 2, and it's wiped up. Hiko is strong for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, they do get a spike plan out of that, though, so a little bit of extra cash coming in for 100 Thieves. The lack of a Brim isn't going to be a problem as much because you've got the Omen and you've got the Viper as well. So you've got that ability to section off portions of the map. Omen, obviously a lot stronger than previously. We were seeing a lot of Omen and Raze play in Europe, more so than North America, but after the recent patch that buffed Paranoia to a click cast instead of an auto cast, that made Omen so much stronger in general. Just the recent changes to Omen have made him a much more powerful agent to select on both sides of the map. Here's where the rubber meets the road, though. The attacking side, in the first gun round, they're going to be moving towards B main early, and you've got Psalm here playing aggressively with just the SMG, taking down the bomb buddy, or at least trying to. Hiko's going to satchel charge out of that corner. And there's the Paranoia coming in to give them some room to move. But oh no, Venerated! The bomb buddy plus the nade works out so well. It was the fadeaway from Corey that takes out the Omen.
That's just unfortunate for Venerated on the other side. Corey makes it work, and we still have that poison orb for Psalm on this B site. I'm sure they'll get used to it. He's going to have to switch it up as time goes by. Possibly drop down lower, so it's not just a one-way. Mid presence is nothing for this defense of FaZe Clan, and they have smoked off rope, so more pressure towards B rather than splitting towards A. A couple players coming up through Heaven. Who's here to defend? It's Corey up there, and there's also ZachaREEE around the corner. This is a great crossfire. He peeks it, waiting for ZachaREEE now. There's a slow orb, a satchel. He gets cyber caged off. That might be the cue for ZachaREEE to fall off, but no, he peeks, and the barrier orb is there. They've got the site if they want it. Corey finds another one, not before being taken out, though. A 3 versus 2 as they get the site and hopefully get the spike planted. Marved is around the corner, though.
Marved is going to move in. They stick that plant back behind the double stack. Here's the rocket popping. Yeah, not much you can do about that one as the showstopper comes out from Hiko. It's down to Dephh in a 1-on-3, spotted as he tries to come down the ropes. Valliate was directly underneath. So the first round for 100 Thieves is put on the board, and it's in that first full buy round, that punishing round to lose when you're on the defense. You can see what it does to the money here for FaZe Clan as well, with a couple players unable to buy. Should be a save coming in, or potentially, if they're really feeling it, a force. but it's probably just going to be buy down to like 2,000, 2,100.
One of the issues for new teams in general, see if this rings true for FaZe Clan, is obviously the practice for them has not been long. Only about a week is what I'm hearing for these guys. Is the depth is not usually all the way there. So when we come into these best of threes, when we get to map threes, end up having to show things that they might not have practice for, but hold on, Dephh and Marved combined quickly with a low buy, a Bulldog and a Sheriff. And that gives them the space to give a little bit more room on B and start rotating a little bit off of the different spots, but still lots of control given over in mid. Psalm only has a Bucky.
They do manage to get up into heaven, but you can hear it. The showstopper activated there by the Rays. Venerated and Hiko, though, both combining. Things are looking promising. Psalm still in position with the shotgun. The Bucky says no. It's down to one. It's the Rays. Nice nade into the corner. Psalm trying to fight his way out of it, and now it comes down to this. It's Hiko in a one-on-one. Does he realize, though, it is a full spawn flank coming in from the Omen? The footsteps not there as the Omen starts to walk back by Ramen. Hiko has to go up and grab the spike. With the smoke coming out, it's possible we'll see an A-side rotate here with that spike all the way up in heaven. Hiko, though, feels content to keep things over towards the B site. It's all about timing. And oh, Marv spots him. Marv has all the intel. Hiko goes inside the smoke. And Marv, yeah, it's a free kill as the dark cover comes down just in time. Some security shots being fired out by Marv there as FaZe Clan steal a round away. That should have been a little bit easy for 100 Thieves to win.
Marv hits Hiko with a double tap, but it was Psalm, the first double tap of that round with a Bucky. I talked about how difficult that was going to be for him to hold, but he does. Right in the held position, they try to drop down from heaven, and it works wonders for Psalm. Even gets a little bit of damage on Hiko before moving forward. That's some good stuff, and they put themselves up 3-1, but so far the most contentious beginnings of a map in this series. You haven't really seen his use of that mid-control to go towards A, or use of that mid-control to force players back. When I was talking about the depth, you look at the setups from FaZe Clan, things start well, but when they get pushed off with utility, they end up having to commit in the setup that might not be optimal and rely on the gunplay. This is going to be smokes down, and it's pushed straight out of onto A. Yes, a couple out, but there's so much flash in tow. Marv gets one, Dephh as well. And he's going to back up. They have the sights. They can get the spike, but how do they hold on? Because they're all forced into the site, and I don't think they have the time to get out.
They pop that ult as well, the Omen ult, to get onto the site. High cam coming in from Dephh to spot them out. Using that for intel, not seeing anything currently. The camera does get taken down. So the retake is underway. Hiko's in position, but only has a pistol, does have a satchel to work with. Psalm is here, gonna lay down a toxic screen to try and chunk off sections of the site. The wall will work out nicely as they try to work their way through. There's one underneath, but somehow Venerated with just a pistol from under balcony makes it work. It converts on the kill, brings things down to just two, and now just one. It's Hiko, backside hall. He's over towards the elbow with a pistol. It's not gonna work out. The Ghost has just zero stopping power against the rifles. FaZe with a strong retake after 100 Thieves gained access to the A site.
I love that toxic screen. The way that enables you to retake portions of the map at a time. So powerful in the hands of Psalm. And he never sets it up early on in the round, saves it for that moment specifically on retakes. But you'll see that that's not necessarily available when they hit B. Something that you might want to see from Psalm is try to get a pick, but give up the sights if the hit does come through. We have another gun round ahead of us. And we are going to see a slow default again from 100 Thieves. There's a Viper's Pit active for Psalm on that B site, so they might decide to go away from that. It's so difficult to push into the Viper's Pits. And it really covers everything all the way up to if they drop down in heaven.
Yeah, it's tough. That ult on the site is going to make things so difficult for them, and Psalm's just playing this one with the ult pushing into B main, basically making it impossible to get onto that site. At least they'll use it to try and grab that orb if Hiko can get another kill on the round. They'll have the showstopper. They do have the Sage ult up as well, but that's the only ult up currently on the attack. On the other side, they have the res available, and they've got the Omen TP. You can see Marved currently spooling up. There's the Paranoia coming out. They try to push their way through. Pride gonna best the Sage. Psalm still hiding here, but look at Marved back behind this box, patiently waiting for the push to come through. The ult's gonna come out. That's the orbital strike. That'll flush him out of position. So much utility being sent towards this B site, but 30 seconds left, and they still haven't managed to get any semblance of site control whatsoever. They're not going back towards A. This is a dedicated play towards that B site where they're gonna have to contend with 2, now 3. As they go for it, they're gonna be pushing in. You've got the Omen back corner. You've got Psalm on site as well with the ult. You've got Corey Rays here making it work. It's all fallen down to this, though, with 12 seconds left. They're trying to get onto the site. They're struggling to deal with Marv, who's backside. They have to go ahead and stick that plant. It will be the Cypher in the 1-on-2, but they're not able to get that spike down. Yes, they do. They do barely get the spike planted. Dephh trying to retake. Has the operator coming in from heaven. The ropes currently sectioned off with the cyber cage. Dephh dodges the damage coming in from the rifle. Finally, a peek comes out from Venerated. A chaotic round where it really wasn't obvious what was going to happen, but in the end, 100 Thieves claw their way to a second round victory.
100 Thieves is getting so much room up mid into heaven on B. And time again, it's left to ZachaREEE to find the opening frags, but he's not quite connecting. It worked out last time when Corey was there to kind of trade through. This time it was Marved, and they did find one, but losing ZachaREEE, it made it so easy for them to drop down as Marved had to back up. He eventually used his ultimate to get in the backside of B, which worked slightly. But I have to say, they've got to find something up in that B heaven. Otherwise, I see that as a big gap that 100 Thieves is going to take advantage of.
Oh, you hate to see it through the cyber cage. Marved is going to drop Pride. They're going to try and work their way towards A. The Cypher is currently on balcony with just a stinger. There's Marved yet again. Marved converts on a 3K on the round. Does eventually fall, but the damage has been dealt. Dephh now on the flank with that stinger. And again, it comes down to Hiko here. It's a 1-on-4. Nade's going to go down. That flushes him out. But as he manages to drop Dephh, Corey is there with a quick trade in the raise-on-raise violence. 5 rounds for FaZe Clan. 100 Thieves stuck on 2. Again, reminder, this is a very defense-sided map. So if 100 Thieves can find a few rounds, it's not the end of the world. A 9-3 scoreline is not uncommon on a map like Split.
As we just passed the halfway mark, and from what I'm seeing at 100 Thieves, I think they could find more, but because there has been moments and lapses of weaknesses from FaZe Clan's defense, but they're not quite converting when they do take advantage of those, so we'll have to see. Again, it's been kind of stagnant, and the calls we've seen from 100 Thieves has give them the room to switch things up when they can, but just not quite doing that yet. It's always been the same approach through B heaven. Never pushed into that ropes to take control of it. Maybe it's because Dephh has been playing there. But they're at B heaven again.
Valliate charging through the stairs, trying to get on the backside of this play. There's one more still in spawn, and the Ghost just gets away from him. But Hiko has managed to find 2 as they try to gain up site control over here. There's the showstopper coming out. The rocket doing significant damage. It's gonna fall down to Dephh, who's coming in from the A site right around the corner. Is the spike being planted? But instantly the trade comes in from Pride. A great thrifty round coming in from 100 Thieves to steal a round away. Almost gets the spike down to get that bonus cash, but not gonna happen. The money for FaZe Clan is a little bit off the mark. You've got 4,300, 4,200, 4,300 for 3, but 2,800 for Corey, 1,900 for ZachaREEE. It looks like we're going to see the force up here. So if 100 Thieves take this one, they break their bank, and they'll be at potentially a eco coming their way and a chance to tie the score at 5 apiece.
Watch and learn.
They actually sell back a couple guns, so the bank has been broken.
Cover going up.
Couple of shares, a little bit of armor bot on the other side, but not too much invested at all. Dephh gonna take a quick peek down B main. Where's Psalm? He's in mid actually with a poison orb possibly over there. They're showing some presence towards mid, and something that's changed since the days of the beta tournaments where we've seen such defensive sided halves has been that mid has opened up and been much more difficult for the defense to have any presence on it, especially now with the Sage, the barrier wall nerf. on the range where you can't get it out of ropes down mid to have that aggressive play. It's going to be a push towards A again. Marved has been a rock for them.
Marved about to get challenged here as the cyber cage goes down. He sends a paranoia in. High arcing nade coming out from the raise to rain damage from on high. The fire and brimstone approach, though, doesn't really produce much as they're going to be falling back and heading towards mid. As you can see, Dephh is currently the only one that's towards that territory right now. He's calling for support. Nice shot from Dephh, taking down Valliate right off the bat. Uses the camera to tag another. Marved is here trying to push past the smoke. Things are going from bad to worse as Marv is right on the other side, but only one coming in for the rifle as your boy Dre is there with the trade. It's a 4-on-3. Dephh pushing in towards B main as well. That Sheriff oh so deadly at close range. Down goes Hiko. The ult being popped as well by Corey. The showstopper rocket comes around the corner. Your boy Dre does everything he can, but ZachaREEE with just a pistol stuck inside vents manages to convert, and that round should not have come together for FaZe, but it does. They're now up 6-3 over 100 Thieves.
The eco round back-to-back responses. We had a thrifty from 100 Thieves and now a thrifty for FaZe Clan. And I have to say, I think they need to abandon that approach to Marved on A site with all 5 players. Yes, they start to get a couple, cyber cages up there to contain a little bit more, but Marved has been working greatly against that, even through smokes, even through cyber cages, no matter what. And this time, it was actually Corey who came around on the rotate and was able to throw those paint shells in to deny any space at all. And that by then, the cyber cages and stuff were down. Here's more presence towards mid. FaZe Clan has swapped Psalm over to here to kind of fill that gap I was talking about, where they get all that presence up in towards B heaven. He's so close and so dangerous against 100 Thieves right now, and they're only on pistols, so he's got to back up and play the range.
During this moment of non-action, we have a score update for you guys as well. Sentinels versus Immortals went to map 3. Immortals won 13-10, knocking Sentinels down into the lower bracket. Surprise coming in here in the quarterfinals as Immortals picks up a big first win to force Sentinels to fight through that lower bracket. You've got the Viper throwing down that snake bite to try and delay. Valliate right on the other side, going to use the cam to peek around. Camera taken down almost immediately. Dephh, again, using that cyber cage, spotting out Venerated, popping the neural theft as well, going to get that intel on the remaining players' positions. They're trying to work through from heaven. The nade coming in, making it that much harder. Ends up dropping Valliate before he can get around the corner. Pride is there with 1. Hiko found 1 in the side as well before being taken down, and it's all down to 2 as the res comes in. Your boy Dre going to pick up Pride. It's a 2-on-2. Marv now coming in on the backside of this play. They're not prepared as the ult gets popped. The orbital strike won't do enough. It's down to just 1 here on the attack. It's your boy Dre. 12 seconds left. The clock ticking down. Spike out of his possession. Nothing he can do.
Oh, no.
Marved is there. And another round for FaZe Clan. That's 7 now compared to just 3 coming in from 100 Thieves.
Oh no. We didn't catch it, but... And I said look at Hiko. I meant look at Venerated. He ulted, uses from the shadows into B site with the spike. And Hiko was there, but not fast enough to help him out. I think he wanted to scout out and potentially get a position that would have been strong for Hiko to pinch onto the B site. But with the spike there, they were easily able to take him out. Hiko was locked out to help. And that is something that might end up really hurting, but it's a quick approach onto A. Dashing straight down and through the ramps. Marved is here with Paranoia again. So good at these ranges. Gets another dink too, but finally Pride takes him out. Corey's still on this back call though. He finds 1. Can get more, and he's anchoring on the site. There's a neural theft out. Pride has to find some space. Corey gets another one. A 2 versus 2, and they've split him. Look where Hiko so far away. He's got to wait Pride for him to actually come here. Corey's looking directly at his direction.
Pride's trying to take his time, trying to make him think that maybe he's going a different direction. The Sage is playing this one a little passive as well. So now Hiko has arrived, starting to work up ramp. There's a lot of time left, so Pride has no reason to force this fight. There's 50 seconds on the clock as Hiko starts to make his way up the ramp with the Vandal. Full HP and armor. There's a target right around the corner of that box. 38 seconds now. The clock continues to tick down. Hiko has to make a play, has to move towards the site. Hiko, really the linchpin right now. The tripwire, giving away the position. There's 1 right around the corner. Not going to get that fight against ZachaREEE, and that makes things so much harder for Pride here. 10 HP. He may have clutched out quite a few rounds with the molly, but this time around, the spike never got planted, gets lost in the shuffle, and unfortunately, it's 8 rounds now for FaZe Clan. 100 Thieves only finding 3. It's just really not working out. Even when they show promise in some of these rounds, they can't manage to get in. Now, again, I want to say this one last time. Defense-sided map. Very much a defense-sided map.
For sure. We're going to the last round of this. If they can get a 4th, things could still look good for 100 Thieves. You're right, though, it's looked like that. Well, last round, they had Corey pinched in the sights, and Hiko actually opts to fight against ZachaREEE. That fight, it could have been good. If Hiko's able to win that, they could easily win that round, as the pinch from heaven would be too strong for Corey to hold on against. Regardless, that's in the past. This round right here, again, it's that mid presence. They're going back to try to get in towards B Heaven, but since the split, it's been different. From the shadows to scout out from FaZe Clan, we'll spot 1, maybe 2 over towards A, but the spike's in mid. Psalm almost peeking down ropes. Yes! He finds a dink, but Hiko will trade him, and they push straight up into this, and potentially now taking some space on A. As Corey rotates off the back hall, Venerated is so close. Corey up here, though, denies with a showstopper. Now they can maybe come up, and when he's up here with the satchel charges, they are stuck dry.
I like the play coming in, though. The trade there. You've got Marved on the site, who's ready for the push to come his way. Paranoia is going to go out. The Cyber Cage was down. Nice double peek coming out from 100 Thieves. This is one of the promising rounds, or most promising rounds we've seen from them. Dephh from on high will at least prevent the spike from being planted momentarily. Dephh finds one. Pride's going to quickly trade out. Knows that there's one more up in heaven. They're going to go ahead and dedicate towards the spike, and it falls onto Corey. 68 HP, not a skill left currently for Corey. There's the ult coming out, potentially flushing them back towards ramp. But I love the patience. Corey almost actually steps back into it. You've got the brim right underneath this one. Waiting for it is Pride. Pride finds a 4K on the round. 4 rounds go on the board for 100 Thieves, which actually in the end is not all that bad. Again, you know, 9-3 halves, 10-2 halves happen all too frequently on this map. Finding 4 puts you with a position where you can actually afford to lose the pistol round. Whereas, you know, obviously a 10-2, you're up against it if you lose that pistol round in that second half. Again, you want to see them find it here and try and claw their way back into the game.
A good end, though. Pride with a 4K. That's somebody that you want working. You know he's been clutch time and time again. 1v3s, 1v2s. And he clinched the final round of the last map. So to see him pop off in that last one is really, really a good sign for 100 Thieves. But it comes down to, again, a pistol round. Last time they broke the pattern and they took the map because of it. This time, it's a last chance opportunity to bring the pistol round score to 4-2. Right now, they've only gotten 1 in the series.
Right now, it is the pistol round to kick off this second half. Marved spotting 1, trying to do some damage, as Dephh is actually going to pick off 2. That's the Omen and the Rays going down. Dephh also finding another onto Valliate. At least yaBoiDre is there, but quickly removed from the round. Forced to watch from the sidelines as Pride has to try and clutch things out. Yeah, he may have gotten a 4K in the last round, but he wasn't the last one alive when he made it happen. And he wasn't working with just a pistol. He will pop around the corners, catching Marved as Marved goes for the spam. Pride up in heaven currently waiting for the spike to be planted. Finally, it comes down. He does have 2 smokes and a molly, so he's got something to work with. As he continues to work out further and further, there's 1 underneath, under the balcony, 1 on long, 1 on site. I mean, they're setting this up perfectly for that triangle of doom. So tough to get past. Sup! Corey's not paying attention, somehow able to come down from that top rope. Still hasn't even taken damage either, hasn't been hit. Smoke's going out, has to be careful as that one-on-one with the Sage on site could have gone the other direction. Finally saw him, though, offer some support with the Frenzy. 9 rounds for FaZe Clan.
Too much to cover for Pride. He got the first 2 kills. It almost looked possible for a second there, but with the indecision on the smoke, unfortunately that gives the time for Psalm to be ready. And he pounces right through on the crossfire. Well executed from FaZe. And a big problem here for 100 Thieves, losing that pistol round that will put FaZe Clan potentially on 10 rounds and 3 until they win the game. We've been in this situation before on binds. 100 Thieves was able to claw back, but they were on attack. On defense this time, they've got to stand tall. ZachaREEE starts things off on yaBoiDre and Valliate, but again, only pistols on the other side. They do get 2 in mid, though. Aggressive play, which we saw was a little bit more difficult with the changes to split.
I like the way that Pride is playing this one, somehow hiding in there for a while. Finally, Corey has enough. Drops a satchel in his lap. So again, we mentioned it. Picking up 4 rounds in that first half was really important. Keeping things to just 10 rounds for FaZe when they come into the first full buy matters a lot. But they don't really have much margin for error now. You've got the op coming in from Venerated. No surprise there. Rifles on the rest. And it's going to be more of a standard defense. Using the Cypher over on B compared to what we saw in that first half where we had Psalm playing over on B. And you have Dephh actually playing Heaven on A as the Cypher. So they're going to lay down that utility on B and try and slow things down with the push. Venerated as the Omen, going to peek towards ramp with the Operator. Jiggle Peek comes in, just a shot fired out. No shot in response from the Op.
Cover going out.
That's what 100 Thieves need, is plays like that from Venerated. To get started with the Operator, to get these early picks and the man advantages. That will work in their favor, as again, FaZe Clan, yes, they have a lot of smokes, but they need to be positioned in order to use those. The Viper Orb and also the Omen player. And if you're getting picked off, trying to get to those positions where you can use them, might be trouble. Hiko picks up another one. Good start so far. They've dropped them down to 3 players. There's the toxic screen to cover off the ropes, and such a valuable skill. It also crosses over, possibly up the stairs here.
Dre currently on the stairs with just a Bulldog. Here's the push coming through, sees the wall come in, realizes right away can't do much to stop this one. They've got one playing at the bottom of ropes. Pride somehow only able to convert on one. Hiko arrives with some support for Valliate, and just like that, they stomp out the push. That's exactly what they need to do. Surviving with 4, guaranteeing that their cash will flow a little bit further should they drop 1 round. The investment coming into the next round already being decided by Marved. He's heavy with the buy. Going to the Operator, going light armor behind it. Yeah, and the team's like, dude, what are you doing? Back off on the buy. The rest of the team can't buy. They're going to go ahead and change things up. The Bulldog's going to come out from Marved. It's going to be pistols on the rest. But we saw a round like this in that first half where they shouldn't have won it. They had Bulldogs and an SMG and pistols with armor, and they somehow pulled that round out. So I'd be leery of this round if I was 100 Thieves.
Cage triggered.
Again, Venerated. Through the slight crack there, Dephh in the smoke. Only a sheriff, but you've seen Dephh do crazy things on these light buy rounds. They did push him off of the B Heaven. They're going to come through. No utility, I think, this time to push him off, but they give it the space anyways. There's an orbital strike to keep him back out of Pride, and he will pick one up through it. Psalm trying to hang on the backside. Pride will spam him right through. And it should be an easy cleanup here on all sides, though. There's only one player at the top of the stairs. It's Pride. He does have the Bulldog. Here's the engage. They're going to face through dark cover. There's 3 of them. It drops down. Ooh, what a play from Marved. Realizing that that situation can unfold, and it does net them 1, make it 2 as Hiko goes down as well. And Marved all of a sudden in a 1 versus 3 situation, but he has a Vandal.
That is a 500 IQ dark cover coming in from Marved. It drops down, and they peek into it as it starts to fall. And then all of a sudden, there's 3 targets staring you in the face, close quarters. Not much that can be done about that. Marved does have the spike. 25 seconds left. Doesn't have a lot of options. Going to be running back towards sewers and likely just going to save as, again, they spent a little bit of money, so he's running back, running towards spawn. With 13 seconds left, he might actually try and get onto the site, but Venerated is going to be right here. Nice shot coming in from Venerated as well. The Omen versus Omen duel going the way of the defense. So a little bit of investment produces a modicum of success, but this is the big buy coming in from FaZe Clan. After losing that first full buy round in round 3, they're going to go ahead and spend that extra money here.
think Venerated is a key linchpin in 100 Thieves' defense here. Time after time, he's gotten the early picks, one on Hiko and then one on the gun round, but 3 kills in the last one will make him possibly start to feel himself going forward.
Go get him.
And again, they need these early picks. I think that's the way that they get the space and the way that they make it so that they operate together the prime setups going forward and through the map as FaZe Clan makes their approach again towards mid. Here's Marved again, possibly another cheeky dark cover. It's time just to cover the top of Heaven. They can cross over towards Rope, drop down that toxic screen and get right onto Venerated's face, and he's in ropes with an operator. They could really slam quickly, although maybe he could find one.
Venerated with that operator in the ropes. Missed shot onto the Omen. Going to back off after that one. Doesn't want to extend it too far. Doesn't want to potentially surrender that over. Nice paranoia actually coming out to hit the players that were currently right outside of Heaven. With 40 seconds left, FaZe has mid control, and they're trying to figure out what they want to do with it. And it looks like it's going to be an A pinch, so they're going to try and take control of ropes. Venerated with that operator has to be careful. There's a lot of players coming that direction. Going to have to connect. First shot's going to be his, but there's Dephh with the lurk on the back end of it. yaBoiDre manages to beat out Dephh in that duel. Psalm trying to get onto the site. Inside the dark cover goes Psalm. yaBoiDre's going to fall. They're trying to work their way towards that site. He goes back here. The showstopper comes out, but it doesn't stop any shows. The show must go on as the Spike decides to drop down on that A site and plant. It's down to a 2-on-3. The retake coming through is going to be even harder now as Psalm pops that Viper Pit. It's come down to Valliate. The Viper Pit at least ended as Valliate comes through. Great movement from Valliate as well to get past it as the gas comes down. It's going to be a 1-on-1. It's the Sage against the Cypher. Valliate spots him out. Just can't win the fight. ZachaREEE in the 1-on-1 will win. And it's 11th round there for FaZe Clan.
The classic A clutch 1v1 ring around the rosy, and it's going to be ZachaREEE who comes out on top. It's the final member there. Unfortunately for 100 Thieves, that means they get in the same deficit position that they've been time and time again on bind. They could claw their way back, and Venerated still gets a kill in that one round. So what I talked about earlier still rides, continues. What is FaZe Clan going to do in adjustment here?
There's the showstopper getting popped here by Corey. The rocket charging towards Heaven decides to send it back towards ropes instead as again the molly comes out over towards Heaven. We've got Psalm here. Now on the backside of the play. Marv moving all the way up towards mid. Hiding outside of ropes. It looks like the attacking side is going to be falling back. Try and regroup with one another. Again, you've got this solo B defender in the Cypher. The Sage, though, is there for rapid support, currently playing over towards ropes. Was playing Heaven, decided to drop down, so now it's going to be a 2-player hold over here on B. You've got Brim nearby as well, so if they start moving towards the site, it could be a problem. There's the one-way coming out from the Cypher. The nade goes back site, though, and takes down Valliate. The neural theft being popped. yaBoiDre only gets 1 as they continue to charge towards the site. It's going to be now a 3-on-5 as the res comes in as well. This is a huge round right now coming out from the attacking side of FaZe Clan. You've got Venerated currently at the bottom of ropes with an operator, but no opportunities currently as they're not peeking. First peek finally comes out from Dephh, and it's Venerated. There's dark cover coming in as well for Venerated to try and section off B main as the push continues to come through from this defensive side, but they need the rest of the pieces to start working their way in. Brim now coming through from spawn. Missed shot from Venerated. Wide swing from B main. Somehow it doesn't work out. Hiko was alone. Hiko only got 1. It's 12 rounds now for FaZe Clan as they are 1 away from closing out the series 2-1 over 100 Thieves.
Oh, that missed shot has got to hurt from Venerated. He was so close to taking out Psalm's arm. And then the wide swing comes in. He's stuck between 2. No chance to come back into that. And FaZe Clan has put themselves on match points. All of a sudden, things look dire for 100 Thieves. The money all the way down to 0. They fully bought into this one. Spectre and Bucky, even a judge. Only 2 rifles, one on Pride, one on yaBoiDre. Gotta get something here. Venerated gonna push down mid with the Spectre. There are players on this vents and sewers side. they can swing on if the time does come through. Dark cover to cover off Hookah. But you do see Corey watching that. Paranoia to peek that wide corner. And they have to fall off. Nobody's playing these angles. They have to give the space. As Marved and Psalm work out of sewers and up towards ropes. They might have even heard how far away they rotated up and back over towards A through ropes. There's 4 players here, but it's a massive pinch. And I don't think they're watching and expecting ropes at all.
Marv coming through, manages to actually do significant damage to Pride. Pride turned around just in time, but Psalm is there with a trade and a follow-up as well. ZachaREEE wins the battle against his Sage counterpart, and it all falls down to this. It's the Cypher, alone in a 1-on-4, trying to retake. Valliate only has a shotgun to work with as well. We've seen the Bucky in Psalm's hands do significant damage, but given the distance between him and his targets, it seems unlikely. 100 Thieves relying on Valliate to deliver, ends up swapping over to a Vandal that was dropped down in heaven, shoots down the tripwire and gives away position. There's the first peek, tap shots down onto ZachaREEE, but there's Dephh with the finisher. It will be FaZe Clan who moves on with a 2-1 victory here over 100 Thieves. We said it coming into this third map split. It's a roll of the dice gamble. You never know what you're going to get, and unfortunately here for 100 Thieves, FaZe Clan came out swinging and proves to be the more dominant team.
So the first meeting of the FaZe Clan mix, potential FaZe Clan full team against 100 Thieves' full team, ends up going in the way of FaZe. After a hard-fought battle, a valiant effort from 100 Thieves, but unfortunately for them, and fortunately for FaZe Clan, their first showing here with this mix, they come out on top and they move forward. Looking at the stats, Marved, who I've been talking up time and time again, 21 kills on this map, and for him, really, it was him shutting down that